Palestine is probably the largest or one of the largest human rights issues of our time. And now because of this encampment situation, Palestine has also become a free speech issue in the United States. People are now learning to question, why a foreign government has such a chokehold on U.S. government and U.S. education, why our institutions are being complicit in the foreign government's massacre. Palestinians and allies, people of all creeds and religions, are sleeping together in these tents, are continuously participating in acts of worship together. I would honestly say probably 50% of the students at least the University of Michigan encampment are Jewish students or non-Palestinian allies. We understand this is not anything against the Jewish people. This is simply the Palestinian liberation movement, regardless of who their oppressor is. I can speak for myself. When I go to Palestine, I give no thought to who is behind the gun. I just see that there's somebody holding a gun that's making me cross an illegal checkpoint to go see my grandparents. Student protests across the country or just protests in cities have been largely non-violent, have been largely peaceful. And the problems become when the cities and states send in police to agitate protesters, or when anti-Palestinian protesters come, oftentimes saying inflammatory statements in order to get a reaction. Day 5 into the encampment, people are waking up, going to breakfast, going to exams. I've seen no anti-Semitism. I see Jewish students performing their Passover rituals, and right after, Muslim students praying Maghrib. And I see people of all races here to protest for Palestinian liberation. And we've seen wall-to-wall coverage of these camps over the last few weeks, focusing on claims that aren't actually substantiated, focusing on anti-Semitism when it doesn't exist on these encampments. But not one word on the mass graves that they've recently found, where hundreds of bodies have been discovered, or the countless war crimes that have been documented. 1.2 million people are displaced in unfathomable situations. Institutions are completely willing to brutalize students when it goes against what their donors want, but they're completely willing to sit on the sidelines as children are being murdered. These encampments are meant to bring to light that our governments, our educational institutions need to divest from their complicity in the state of Israel, divest from weapons manufacturers that are having AI drones shoot Palestinians. The rallying calls of all of these encampments is to go back to focusing on the invasion of Rafah, the mass graves that were found at the El Shifa hospital. The encampment fills me with such inspiration and hope of what a Palestinian future can look like. We'll be able to sit under the olive trees that our grandparents planted and actually experience Palestine for the first time.